This is our first podcast. We're calling it Plodcast, and that was it a typo? Plodcast? No. It wasn't. You were serious.
Yeah, I thought we'd have a bit of fun with it, isn't it? Because we're doing this podcast, new thing. Given my role,
which is I've introduced you, haven't I?
So I'm Andy, Police and Crime Commissioner. I thought the Plodcast.
Like
would be quite catchy, that.
Yeah.
They have attention.
They have a couple with a copper, don't they? These days, you've seen that, yeah. So tonight's podcast is Plodcast. So thank you very much. That'll be one to remember for the first one, won't it?
Yeah.
So it might be a bit rough and ready. It might be very unplanned, but that is Youth Shedz. That's what we do. You know, we've got Youth Shedz across the land that still aren't finished, and they never will be, because it's always a work in progress. You know, so really good to have you on our first podcast. And Jake is in with us as well. Jake, who are you?
Yeah, so I'm Jake. Who am I? Yeah, good question.
Where are you from?
Who are we?
Who are you? Where are you from? So yeah, I'm Jake. I run a business called Aqua in Conway. I'm just here, just for the fun really, and just get involved with what you do especially. And I've just ended up fell into this podcast. Somehow slip, tripped and fell here.
Went overboard.
Went overboard.
Yeah.
So really good day actually, Andy, for you to be in at the beginning of this, because last night we got an email from your office saying that we were successful again with another Innovate to Grow funding application. This year, the theme that's on my mind for this work is the word prevention.
Yeah.
Prevention. So I thought that can be the theme, that's sort of the thread that connects all of our little podcasts and whatnot. So we're in here now. We're going to bring some of the kids in when they get in for their session at 4:30. Might ask you a couple of questions and that. But thinking about prevention, why have you, as your office, consistently for the past 5 years now, I think, supported us in what we do?
So we've had the Innovate to Grow going now since I took office in 2021. Seems a lifetime ago. That was still in the middle of the pandemic then, weren't we?
Wow.
Yeah, and the idea was sort of born from some experiences that I've had in my own life and my other things I've had in my professional career. You know, I was an outreach worker for a company called the Young Foundation, and it's nothing to do with young people. It's just the name of the organisation. And what that involved was speaking to members of our community, see what they'd like to do, sort of empower communities, support them with their ideas. So I found that very fulfilling, because it's amazing what ideas people come up with. I know they need a bit of money to help them get it off the ground. Come on, crack on.
Life, innit?
Don't let finance.
Money,
Don't let finance be a barrier. So that's why we came up with the Innovate to Grow, and I know you've had a lot of success with it, haven't you, Scott? And
we've had a few iterations.
By royal appointment.
Well, we did have. I wonder if he's walking around London now, so people going, "Did you meet Scott and Youth Shedz?" You know.
I think he might.
I think we should tag him in everything.
Yeah, go on.
But that was a wonderful end of year, because it was a tough year. It was a very tough year for us. Not easy what we do. Work's not easy. We love it, so that was just capped off a really nice end of year. You mentioned obviously my background, heroin addict, in and out of prison, all of that stuff. That's why I do what I do. Jake, can I just... So Jake got in touch recently off his own back via our website and said, love what you're doing, can I come and have a chat? So he came in. Do you mind...
No.
Talking about you, so we've been talking there about lived experience. You've had experience, I've had experience. So, do you mind just? Is that okay? Is that all right?
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Yeah. So I was involved in a knife crime incident a couple of years back. Although it is what happened, the main thing that came out of it is looking forward and seeing how destructive it was, not just to me, but to my mum, my dad, also the offender and his family. It didn't just affect me. And him, it affected a lot of people around us, the staff in the club that night.
The pebble, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like
effect.
an explosion, or like you say, a pebble that just keeps going and going and going. And it was amazing to see how many people were actually affected from one incident. It's something I've never thought about, and I think it's something which a lot of people never see or never think about. Is the accountability. The bigger picture, the accountability of it, and the mitigation of risk throughout people. So,
because you mentioned about just in one sentence there, you said me, the offender who did it, his family, your family, the staff. Then that has a knock-on effect with your services, doesn't it?
Also the police officers have to deal with it, the door staff. I wouldn't be sat here if it wasn't for the door staff working. Also the paramedics, the ambulance service. There's a lot of people who were involved in one incident, and potentially it could be detrimental to them.
What was it, about a 2-minute thing that happened?
Yeah, about 90 seconds, give or take. It was over and done with that quick. I didn't have a clue what happened, really.
Yeah, look at wow.
Scary, and it's a scary thought to think there's a lot of young people who potentially, very much like myself, don't realise the extent of how big situations can get and how many people it can affect throughout.
I was working
naive
with
more than anything, really.
100%. I was working with a lad, I won't say where, but a young lad, and he was stabbed 7 times. 13-year-old, and he got stabbed. And it was only his coat, because his coat was so thick. But he brought the coat in. He brought the coat in to show me. That's 7 clear things in it. We are not in inner city London here. We're not, are we? We're not in inner city Liverpool.
It doesn't happen in North Wales.
Well, that's the thing. It's because we're fortunate in many ways, aren't we? Because we haven't got the levels of knife crime as other areas in the country. Not to say they shouldn't. Not it doesn't take place, because clearly it does take place, but it's about sort of educating young people, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And what we can do to prevent, going on to your theme there, what we can do to try and help that from happening in the first place. I know a friend of mine from Shotton, Edwin Duggan, his name is. It had a lot to do with Jade's Law. I don't know if you heard about that.
I've heard of Jade's Law. Yeah.
Well, he's now doing a big campaign as well regarding knife crime as well. So perhaps it could be an opportunity to try and get him in on the
linking in, isn't it? We
could tag it. Well, we could tag him in. And then I'm sure it'll be something that Ed will be happy to participate in.
Because the more of us that are banging the drum, the more people that's going to hear.
There's Danny Maddox as well, from whose brother.
I've spoke to Danny.
Did you? Yeah.
He came to our commissioning awards last year, and he won an award.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's so many people whose lives have been affected by just that one incident. And as I said, it might only yours was 90 seconds.
Yeah.
So for a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes in somebody's life, and the effects that has,
detrimental to
and look at you here now, having the courage to speak so openly about it.
And I think never ever we shouldn't what's the, I can't think of the word now, but the power of lived experience and the narrative talking. Because I remember kids that I was working with ages ago. I asked the school for a bit of feedback. It was one-to-one work I was doing, and this kid said the most important thing that for him, it wasn't about coming and doing a bit of golf with me instead of school. You know what I mean? It was hearing the reality of stuff that I was telling him real stories about real stuff that goes on.
Real life experiences.
And I think we should never ever underestimate the power of that. I think
it's a powerful thing of. That had never happened to me. That wouldn't be me. I'd never be in that situation. And I think, so I call it open your eyes. And I say it to a lot of young people who come to work with us in the businesses. Just open your eyes, look around you, look what's happening. Do you see it? And if they don't, then that's our sort of job is to show them for prevention. I think that's
how many kids do you think watch the news? It's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
I bet there's hardly any kids that actually watch the news. Probably. So I wonder if they actually see the reality of how many times knife crime's actually on the news and actually in the newspapers, and you know, so
it's about doing it, and I think it's about doing it right as well, isn't it? It's
100%.
got to be age appropriate and that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
There's lots of things that we've been involved in, the police have been involved in as well, like things like the Knife Angel, that was in Wrexham in
I went to that
2022, I think. Was it 2022?
I can't remember.
Or was it 2021? Anyway, it's one or the other.
Massive, isn't it?
Yeah, and they've done something. They've done the Knife Dragon now at Collie Cambria in
Okay, yeah, I heard rumours of that.
Yeah, so that's we've got to go there again. We've been quite fairly recently because they keep building on it. But there's I can't remember the lady's name now, whose son was a victim of knife crime, and brought forward some legislation as well to change the law regarding it. She's going to be attending that
cool.
as well. I'm sure it's next week or the beginning of
October. We'll have a look out for that.
Yeah.
Just changing the topic slightly, still on prevention, but one of my biggies this year. This is going to be one of our new projects, Behind the High, reality of ketamine.
Yeah.
Ketamine. Oh my days. That is, it is ridiculous what is going on with children now.
It's massive.
Yeah.
I had a mum tell me that she walked in on her 12-year-old son racking up lines of ketamine on a CD case.
Oh,
Wow.
12-year-old.
That's very, very young.
Ketamine, it is a real problem, and I think I was in. There's quite a lot of, fortunately now there's, because of that increase and awareness as well, isn't it, that a lot more support is coming out there, like the House of
Vivian, I was there this week
doing a lot of support. I was in Flint. It was the beginning of the month.
Support group there,
there's a ketamine support group there called Rise, and that's for the families of those young people who were taking ketamine. Flint Youth Services were involved in that, and they're really interested as well. So in how we can try and, this is about the educating, trying to support young people as well, because that's a real challenge for them going through that addiction. And
I think what frightened me about it as well, I only found this out last week by going to the Vivian. I've been going to the Vivian partly to help myself as well, but to give a little something, you know. And Chanel and her family who set it up are phenomenal. Do you know of them?
I don't know. I have heard about it.
So you know, the Vivian died just a year ago actually. Ketamine, but they have a wonderful mix in there. So what they've got is they've got 2 rooms where they meet in Tienva and Colwyn Bay, and in the beginning of the meeting it's everyone in together. So you've got young people there who are struggling with it, you've got a couple of us oldies that are in recovery, and we're sort of trying to bring some of that into there, and then you've got the families as well, but you've also got the affected other. So you've got grands turning up, there's mums turning up with that, you know, and like what happened to you, ketamine is just the same, isn't it? It's having that knock-on effect of all these people. So to see a recovery movement, and like you say, the one in Flint, where they're involving the families as well, that's because unfortunately they sometimes get pushed aside, don't they?
Absolutely. It's a powerful thing to introduce.
Because I was thinking, the timing of it, doing this is quite good, isn't it? Because even today, earlier on this afternoon, I was in Real at the Salvation Army, and there was a new initiative there called the Beacon, and that's about providing support as well to those who've got addiction problems, substance misuse, whatever substance that is. But they also provide that support as well, which is brilliant. It's good that service is there, but it's bad in a way, isn't it? That we're having to contend with this issue. You know, I think for me, what I've heard, it's the cost of it as well.
I was just going to say that's what frightened me when I heard the video.
I used to bit of feedback then. I used to smoke when I started smoking when I was about 15. I used to have £1 in the money off my mum and dad. I'd go to school.
20p seppies I used to get.
I'd have a quid for my dinner money. I'd buy 5 facts for 50p, yeah, off somebody in school.
What's that?
And then I'd have 50p and I'd buy a dinner ticket. Off somebody.
Confessions of the Police and Crime Commissioner.
Yeah.
We'll have to.
But this is just part of learning.
20p.
Part of life.
We used to have a little shop near my school. I used to get seppies for 20p.
It's just a learning chapter of life, isn't it?
10 Lamberts was £3.10 when I started smoking.
Was it really? Wow.
Probably quite expensive, that.
About 17 quid now.
85p.
Yeah. But that's the thing, isn't it? That ketamine, what I learnt at the thing, you're looking at 80 quid for an ounce. That's a lot of powder. That is a lot of powder for 80 quid. So, it's so easily achievable, isn't it?
Yeah,
2, 3, 4 quid's worth.
That would look like, to be honest.
Well, good. Go and ask the police to let you into their thingy room.
No, sir.
And you can have a look then, can't you, see what it looks like. But yeah, so there are so many issues these days. But what is good, I do know, is that a lot of kids are really switched on to it now. A lot of kids know, I will not touch that, and I hear that, with the young people we work with. But before we finish, because I know we're going to have a break in a minute, because we want to get a couple of the youngsters in just to see if they want to fire some questions at you, which is really good. But I wanted to say thanks because Jake has been here with us this afternoon, and can you see all our new, what do they call it, soundproofing stuff? So with the funding that you've provided us for our County Lines for Good initiative, the first young person who has benefited from it was a young lad called Owen. Right. And Owen has chosen as his the thing that he wants to purchase, that he wants to work towards. Not tokenism. It's not about you turn up and you get a token and, these young people are actually working towards something and they're earning it. So Owen has been out today doing some coaching for a qualification, but he's also been in this afternoon and he's done some work on our studio. So I think we're going to pay him about £5, £10 an hour maybe for his work in here this afternoon towards his coat. He's found a coat that he wants to buy. So that's what he's been doing. This afternoon he's been doing, he's been putting it on touch it, just, never know. But that's just an example, isn't it? That, he's not been rewarded for anything other than he's come in and he's doing some work, and it's, we hope we'll give him a work ethic. Well, he has got
transferable skills as well.
Absolutely, mate, so that's just a little example of your funding already, making a difference. So thank you so much. We're going to have a little break, and mate, thank you so much as well. We're going to we'll catch up with you for some conversations about our plans for this year as well.
Come up with some cool stuff. And
give us a little snippet of what you'd like to just before we finish.
Yeah, so going back to your County Lines for Good and Behind the Hive, all that sort of stuff, I think it's great for us to work on some projects to actually show a different perspective of different pathways to take County Lines, drugs and bleak cycles really into wildlife, nature, adventure, and the complete opposite, the complete other side. And it is a pathway. It's a pathway young people could choose. And I think if we can promote them pathways, it'd be beneficial to a lot of people down the right media channels.
Give them some of the hook. Need a good hook,
don't they? Yeah. We've got fishing in there. We've got the boat in there. But since I've been with you this afternoon, I've heard you use the word adventure a few times, and I think that's really key for some of our young people, because we work a lot with young people with ADHD, myself included, and we thrive on that. We thrive on that dopamine, that So if we can provide that in a pro-social way, whether that be out on your rib, mountain biking, fishing, whatever, then that's going to be a little bit more. What's the word? Attractive than just standing around doing nothing.
Changing the narrative as well, isn't it? Just changing the narrative, the way people, again, open your eyes, look at things differently. Let's see what's out there. It's on your doorstep. Why not? Why can't we just use it?
Absolutely. So welcome to the team.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. So we'll end that one there.
Yeah.
Do I do that now? Cut.